Good morning, Chargers.
Good morning.
I believe before me is the class of 2016, correct?
Yes.
All right, well, today's topic is money. How many of you guys would like to graduate and be rich?
Oh, man.
Well, unfortunately, life doesn't work that easily. You have to work very hard. You have to have some sleepless nights. But today you are in for a treat because I have a financial literate speaker today that will teach you and instruct you on the path to become wealthy if you would like to obtain it.
Money is simply a medium of exchange. Money is a medium of exchange. Money, it has value because we give it value. We give money value. If you take out the green rectangles in your pocket, and if everyone in society come around those green rectangles and say, we won't use it as money anymore, this is no longer valuable to us, then it's going to lose its value. If we say we don't want this money anymore, we don't want to use it, it will no longer have the same value that it has now. But the reason it has value is because we as a society give value. So my question to you is, as we begin, why do we spend most of our time and energy into obtaining something that needs us, that needs society to give value, as opposed to something that has value regardless of what society says? Why do we spend most of our time and energy trying to obtain something that needs society to give it value, as opposed to something that has value regardless of what society says? How many of you individuals are there in this world? Would you say that you're scarce? Would you say that you're rare? Would you say that you're unique? There's something called intrinsic worth and intrinsic value. And that means that you're valuable in and of yourself. So the original question was, why would you spend all your time and energy into something that requires society to have value as opposed to something that has value regardless of itself? You have value. No matter how much money you have, no matter how many commas are in your bank account, you still remain valuable. Because you're unique, you're one of a kind, and you're rare. Are you following me? Yeah. You're created on purpose, by a purpose, and for a purpose. Knowing that you're unique, knowing that you have intrinsic worth, knowing you have intrinsic value, now we have to answer the question, why do we need money? If we're valuable in and of ourselves, then why is money important? And money is important because it gives you resources and it allows you to live up to that value. If you're royalty inside, if you're worthy inside, you shouldn't be hungry. You didn't hear you. If you're royalty, if you have purpose, if you have value, if you have worth, then you shouldn't be going hungry. And if you don't understand who you are, if you don't understand your worth, then whenever money comes in your hand, you're going to mismanage it. Are y'all hearing me?
Yeah.
How many people know poverty is a disease? Poverty is a disease. Poverty puts holes in your pocket, and no matter how much money comes in, it falls out. So right now I have cures to an empty pocket. Cures that will be able to close the holes in your pocket. Number one is avoid foolish spending. Avoid foolish spending and unnecessary debt. So I define foolish spending as buying something with no long-term value, or buying something that only benefits you and hurts the people around you. Let me give you an example. Let's say it's you, 2 siblings, and your mother at home. And there's no food on the table, but your mom goes out and buys an expensive car. Is that foolish? Yes. You're hungry, you can see your ribs. You go to sleep for dinner. When your mom says dinner time, it means it's time to go to sleep. And she's out there buying expensive cars. Is that foolish spending? Is that foolish spending? Come on. If you're constantly eating out, well, this is mainly for college students because I live by myself. And if I was to eat out every day, that would be very expensive. So guess what I learned to do? I learned to do something called I would be unwise if I spent all of my money on food that only fills me for 3 hours. But if all of my money goes towards food, then there's a problem. That would be foolish spending. I need you to keep this with you. A lot of times we do a good job at saving money. But when we see a deal, we feel the need to spend the money. So keep this with you. It's not a deal if you don't need it. You heard me?
Amen.
It's not a deal if you do not need it. If you're perfectly content with what you have at the moment, if you're perfectly content with the life that you have, and then when you see something that's on sale, and you see this amazing blockbuster deal, it's really not a deal because you really don't need it. Do you know that there's good debt and there's bad debt? You know that? Not all debt is bad. Alright, y'all want to know what good debt is? Yeah. A good debt, let's say that you're interested in starting a business. And you take out a $5,000 loan, and you start the business. You're in debt. You're $5,000 in the red. But that's not necessarily bad debt, because if you're successful, you're going to make that money back and more. Are you following me? Yes. Bad debt, let's say you're at the store, you're walking through the mall, and you see this jewelry for $3,000, but it looks really nice. It looks really nice, it's shiny. You get to post it on Snapchat, Instagram, everyone gets to see what you just bought. And you swipe your credit card, and now you're $3,000 in the red. Is that good debt or is it bad debt? Bad. Is it good or bad? Bad. The second cure is filter your spending by your priorities. I'm going to say it again. Filter your spending by your priorities. Jefferson Noel, what does that mean? Thank you for asking that. We all have a list of priorities, things we value the most in our life. Some people is family, some is new experiences like traveling, other people is clothes, some is their hair, cosmetics, some people is school. We all have something that we value, a list of priorities. So the second cure to an empty pocket is to filter your spending through your priorities. So if you write down a list, you have a list of your priorities, whether it be faith, family, friends, family, whatever the case is. And then here you have things that you really don't need, but it would be nice to have. You have your priorities, you have things that you really don't need. And if you list those things out, and then you put how much money you're spending per month on each individual thing, the things that may be good and the things that you claim is your priority shouldn't weigh more than here. Are you following me? You should not be spending more money on things that you maybe need over things that you say you need. That's why I talk to you about your values. Because if you think your value is going to be found in having a big house, if you think your value is going to be found in having the nicest car, then no matter how much money you have in your pocket, you're always going to mismanage it, you're always going to be poor because you find your value in something else other than yourself.